Hey everybody, welcome to the Meddkit channel. We had started doing this provider spotlight in the beginning of the summer. Can't believe we are almost at the end of the summer and we've completed so many interviews, but we really started doing this because we know that everyone has been really affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, and so have private practices, and we are here to tell their very unique stories. So today, we not only have one doctor in the house, but we got two. And so let me introduce them. Dr. Jeff, he opened Chamberlain Chiropractic in 1992. Before he got his start, he went to Westchester University for an undergrad. And fun fact, he became a chemist for a short period of time for the state of Pennsylvania. And then he went on to graduate school to receive his Doctor of Chiropractic degree from the prestigious Palmer College of Chiropractic in Davenport, Iowa. And today we also have Dr. Liz here, and she went to undergrad at the University of Delaware in health behavior science. She then continued her education at Life University in Marietta, Georgia, where she earned her doctorate of chiropractic, and she was a summa cum laude. So congrats to you, good work. And fun fact about Dr. Liz, her whole family is full of chiropractors. I think your dad, brother, two uncles, a cousin, all chiropractors. Did I miss anyone there in the family line?
No, but let it be known I was the first female chiropractor in my family.
There you go.
Super cool. So let's get started. So what both got you into chiropractic care?
Sorry.
Yeah, sure. So obviously I come from a family of chiropractors. So I kind of grew up under the lifestyle. I grew up, it was very normal for if I ever had like any type of thing going on, like if my nose was stuffy, if my throat felt a little scratchy or sore, if I had like an injury or any ache, or just for preventative reasons, I got adjusted every week, every other week, whenever I got to. And to me, that was normal. And anytime you experience any of those things, you just got adjusted. And then I quickly learned when I was in school that that is not the norm for many people. So I always knew there was something more to it than I understood. And so I kind of grew up living that, like I said, that chiropractic lifestyle. And I always knew I wanted to do something in the healthcare system, something more natural though, something that, worked with the body, not outside in approach, more of an inside out approach. And so I always had chiropractic in the back of my mind. And I went through high school and I was like, oh, I'll probably be a chiropractor. Went through college, so I'll probably be a chiropractor. And I had a little bit of a scare because my thought process was that was the only thing I really knew. Like, what if there's something else out there that I'm meant to be instead? So I started researching all these different kind of natural alternatives to work in healthcare, naturopath, homeopathy, functional medicine, all of these things. And then the more like holistic nursing, the more I dug, the more I realized, nothing makes more sense than chiropractic to me. And there's no greater effect I can make on someone's health than by clearing their spine, making sure that that system that heals them from the inside out is working to the best of its potential 24/7. And just educating people on that, because that's something I was super lucky to grow up with. And a lot of people aren't super lucky to grow up with that. So something that I wanted to share with my future family and my community, like my dad did for me and my community.
That's awesome. How about you, Dr. Jeff? Tell me about your story.
Completely opposite story. So I didn't know anything about chiropractic, to be honest with you. So I was an athlete all my life. So from 65 pounds, football, wrestling, lacrosse, all the way into college. But when I was in high school, sophomore, I guess, I was pulling muscles and I was injured all the time. Always in the trainer's room, getting taped, just all kinds of issues. My mother said, we're going to take you to a chiropractor. So I didn't even know what that meant, but I'm like, all right. And she ran into a conflict with my father, and she ran into a conflict with my coaches, and none of them wanted me to go see a chiropractor. But because my mother, who is so feisty, that she said, we're doing it anyway. And she took me to a chiropractor, and it really made sense to me. And I started under chiropractic care and thought I understood what chiropractic really was, but I found out later I didn't. But my chiropractor he was a great guy, but he was pushy. And he kept saying, yeah, you're going to be a chiropractor. That's what you need to do. You need to be a chiropractor. And being a rebellious teenager, much like my mother, I said, well, you're pushing me. So guess what? I'm going to do something different. So I go to undergrad. I want to do something in the healthcare field. I wanted to help people, especially around athletics and such. But everything I was looking into, same as Dr. Liz, it just didn't make as much sense as being able to get to the root underlying problem, to get to the nervous system and free that up to heal. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to do my pre-med, I'm going to go to chiropractic school. So I went to chiropractic school, and it was 100 times more than I ever imagined. And that's what really grew my passion for what I do. And that's why Dr. Liz and I get along so well, and we help so many people, because we're passionate about what we do. Whereas she never knew anything different. For me, I did know things different, and it was like a lightning bolt when I realized, hey, I can run faster on the fields, I can lift more weights, I can perform better, but I didn't have the allergies anymore. I didn't have the skin issues, all stuff I didn't even know chiropractic could do. So I just said, you know what, I need to help as many people as possible with this. And that's what took me to school.
That is so awesome. So let's talk about your practice a little bit. What prompts people to come see you guys?
I would say for the most part, the thing that prompts most people would be, we're the last resort. Mm-hmm. They've tried everything else, and now let's try this thing called chiropractic that people are telling me maybe I should try. So we kind of like that. Not we'd rather get them first so we can make them well as fast as possible, but the fact that we can get to the root underlying cause, not just handle the symptoms like the rest of our kind of, the medical system is geared around that, but we can really get to the underlying cause and bring that out in them, and all kinds of things clear up for them. So you said what brings them here? It's usually pain. It's usually their life is inconvenienced. They can't sleep. They can't do the things they love. That's what finally gets them here. So I guess I answered that question.
Right? Yeah. A lack of a quality of life that they wish to live, that they can live, and that a lot of people get stuck in the typical healthcare system and are told, sorry, this is your new normal, get used to it.
Or take this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which
creates 10 more side effects. Yeah.
Yes, and to dive just a little bit deeper, what patients do you typically see? Is there an age range, or pregnant?
Yes.
Yeah, so we see, like, the youngest I've adjusted here is 2 weeks old. The oldest, 80-something. What's our oldest patient?
So I've adjusted at 96, 98, but we have a couple now that are in their mid to late 80s.
80s? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the range that
I've
adjusted. Yeah. So really, I mean, because everyone has a spine, everyone has a nervous system, and everyone's exposed to constant stress, whether it be chemical, emotional, or physical stress. So everyone should make sure that their nervous system is working to the best of its potential from the inside out, because that's how we function. That's how we live our life. That's how we perceive reality. But we see kiddos. It's really easy. It's way easier to raise up healthy kids than take care of sick adults. So we try to educate our patients on that, and then they bring their kiddos in here. We see our athletes, so that way they can perform to the best of their potential. We see a lot of students. We see a lot of families in here, because a lot of families, once one gets in here, they tend to bring the rest of them in because they hear the philosophy of what chiropractic is, and it's really just like I said, a lifestyle, and it's really just a healthy lifestyle. And if you take care of your body, then it'll give you that quality of life that you deserve. Yeah, exactly. It'll take care of your body, it'll take care of you. And a lot of people forget that we were given all the parts, we just have to take care of the maintenance part of it.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that you also take care of kids as well and start educating them at a young age. I think that's really important, and they can take that throughout their entire lives. So
never been more important than right now.
Yes, definitely. And let's play a quick one question round of Mythbusters. So tell me, what are the biggest misconceptions about chiropractors? Because we know that they're out there, but tell me and bust the myth.
Bust the myth. You got one right off the top of your head?
Well, last time you talked about our education.
Yes. Ooh, good one. Yeah, education. So I've heard some people say that it's like an associate's degree or some kind of crazy stuff like that. So I did 4 years of undergrad, 4 years of graduate school. I have more hours in we have more hours in neurology, more hours in anatomy, more hours in microbiology, more hours in nutrition, X-ray than your basic MD. So our education is intense. And then we spend all that time also on how to identify in the spine and nervous system and how to specifically remove interference. So that's one of the most specific practices on the planet as far as healthcare goes. You know?
That's awesome. So, quick question. If you could snap your fingers, what would you change about the U.S. healthcare system right now?
Right now. So if something that I think about that a lot, and something that I've told other people, if there's one thing we could change, I wish that physicians, doctors, anyone in the healthcare field, I wish they got paid on the results of their patients, not paid based on what they prescribe or what procedures they go under. And that's pretty much how chiropractors get paid. If people get well, they stay. If they don't get well, they go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But if people really got paid based on the results that they got with what they were working with, then I think we'd see a lot of really good changes.
Yeah. And I want to add that if I can. So if you bought an appliance, like for example, I have a juicer that I just broke out the other day. I have like 3 or 4 juicers, but I just particularly had this one. And I said, you know what? I'm not sure how to use this. So I got on the internet and I looked at the instructions, how to use it. We don't do that with our own bodies. Our bodies it's so complex, yet so simple. I think if we could change healthcare, we would change the whole education system. The education would be the highest level. And then the treatment would be underneath that. That would be a good change.
I love that. So I'm going to bring up the C word, coronavirus. So tell us what happened when the pandemic started and what you guys are currently doing now in your practice.
Well, first of all, anytime we have something that creates adversity and change, I personally kind of love that to a certain degree because it causes us to look at the world differently and do things differently. So yes, it was a big change. Now we are very fortunate because our practice, they're so educated on what health looks like that most of them understood kind of what was going on. And our practice really didn't shrink that much. However, we had to make a lot of changes. We had to change our procedure of wiping tables down every time someone comes in and they leave, masks and social distancing. We had to change all those processes and procedures. But I think the biggest change is that we ramped up our education even more. For example, tonight we're doing a class on what is a virus. See, if we boil everything down, most people don't even know what a virus is. So what are they afraid of, right? Let's understand what a virus is, how it actually works with the body in many cases, and what makes you susceptible to a virus. So it's taken our practice up a notch in education. It's solidified those who have stayed well. We've had 3 patients, and we see hundreds of patients. We had 3 patients that ended up with COVID. They didn't get sick. They had just a little bit of 1-day, 2-day thing. They all worked in nursing homes. So, and they did great, and they were away from us for 2 weeks, and they continued with their care, and they did very, very well. So COVID is not a good thing because of how it's created stress for Americans, for the planet. However, it's a virus, and I think it took our philosophy and really solidified that what we're doing is the right thing, and it's a godly thing to do, you know?
I love that. So talking about change, a lot of people are at home. So what do you advice that you're going to give to people and that you are giving to people about how to take care of themselves, in between sessions or being at home more, being chained to a computer, what are some of those things?
Yeah, so we've seen a lot more people come in with different things because, they finally had everything ergonomically friendly at work, and then the whole world flipped upside down and they don't have their little very desks at home and their good chair at home, and they have to do work on the sofa because there's 3 other people working from home right now. So there's so there's a lot of people that have been coming in with different things going on because they are in this position constantly, right? Which that just creates micro trauma in the spine, which can lead to all sorts of issues. So
hands and finger
Yeah,
stuff, shoulders,
tingling,
headaches,
neck,
pain.
upper back. Yeah. So a few things that we suggest is one, don't do work on the sofa. That's a very, very simple one. Just don't do it. But, have like a good sturdy chair. Make sure your hips are above the level of your knees. So that way you can maintain your low back curve. If you have a computer, try to prop it up high. So that way it's eye level as opposed to you looking down like this and typing there. If you can get a Bluetooth little keypad, so that way this can still stay down here and then you can prop your computer up, because a lot of people say that when they work on computers, this is a problem. Well, that's an easy fix. Stretching is huge. A lot of people, they stay in one position for hours on end. If you want a problem, that's one great way to do it. So take breaks every 20 minutes, set a little timer on your phone so you can stretch, not only to loosen the muscles, but beyond flexibility, there's so many different benefits of stretching, including detoxing. Oxygenation, blood flow, so you can heal all these areas that are being exposed to the micro trauma of sitting like this constantly. So
that's why your cats and dogs do it 200 to 300 times a day.
Yep.
They're smarter than we are.
Yep. So stretching, making sure things are eye level, making sure you have a good seat, drinking a lot of extra water. A lot of people, when they're at work, they take their water breaks, and when they're at home, they can, they don't have the coworkers to talk to.
And they usually got a little sleeve of Oreos next to them, you know what I mean? Like, not good stuff.
Yeah, so, make sure you're drinking your water, you're hydrating, and those are a good chunk of the tips that we usually give people.
That's fantastic, because I am guilty of probably mostly all of them. So I think everyone else is too, if I am. So what do you think the future of the practice looks like?
Future looks bright, baby. So we just continue to grow through this, and with Dr. Liz here, and we're getting ready to hire another team member, and we're so devoted to service here and the service we give to our patients. Like, one of the examples is, you can't be a patient here unless you go through our stretching program. That's simple. So that's a service we add to what we do here, and there's other services that we do, like laser, that we want to keep adding benefit and value to what we do here, which is removing interference with the nervous system so the body can always communicate, always heal in ways we'll never understand. So we'll continue to educate. We'll continue to do things like this. With Rachel, we feel very blessed that you even invited us to do this. And the more we can reach out, the more we can reach people about what true health really is and how they can achieve it. So, I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited about the future.
There's never been a better time to be a chiropractor.
Amen. Amen.
I love it. You two are just so optimistic, and it is contagious. So for the people that are watching and that want to find a time to meet with you, tell us how to get in touch with you both.
So there's multiple ways. So we have a Facebook, so Chamberlain Chiropractic and Wellness, super easy to look us up. We have an Instagram, it's Chamberlain Chiro. Super easy to find that as well. You can also find us on our website. It's www.chamberlainchiropractic.com. And then you can also reach us by phone. It's 610-429-4920. And then I think that is everything, right? And you can,
we're in Westchester. You can just stop by and see us.
Yeah, just walk on in and say hi.
Come to one of our workshops every Tuesday night, 5:45.
I love that. Thank you so much. This has been really incredible, very informational, and we hope to have you back soon. Seriously, you guys are awesome. So thank you.
We would love that, Rachel. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. See ya.
See ya.